Tell me a little bit about this one.
So this is Saab was born in 1947 with Ring. And GM bought Saab in 1994. So this is an original classic Saab before the GM era. So this is a 1991 classic 900 turbo. So these were like dime a dozen 30 years ago. Now they're becoming more sought after. So they're becoming more and more rare. And the ones that are desirable are the 5-speed manuals and the turbo models. This one's, it's an automatic, but it's a turbo. The turbo is priority. The manual is secondary. So what's nice about these is that 10, 12 years ago, these were on the market for like $3-4 grand. And the key is you got to buy rust free. So if it's rust out, they're worth that much. So the beauty is that the rust free ones are becoming desirable collectibles. And now what's happening is that as these become more collectible, people ask about how far does it get apart? And it's not that bad because people drive for daily. Rusted out. It's an endless supply. You can buy a rusted out one of these for like $8 and then take the parts off. So they can't be your daily driver. So they're good for secondary cars. But these used to be like $3, $4, $5 grand. Now they're like 10, 12, 15, 20,000. So, and this model came in a 3-door hatchback, 4-door hatchback, and a front. So the last year for this style was 1994. And that's when GM bought them. So then when GM bought them in 1994, they redesigned this car into the 900 U generation. I have one of those at home, but I didn't bring it. So, and the GM basically rounded it out and made it totally different model. So the unique thing about Saab is that there's a lot of enthusiasts about Saab that love the classic ones without GM, and then there's people that love the GM the newer ones, and then there's Saab that love both. That's me. My brother. So my brother and I started buying them, but they went out of business in GM in 2005. So GM, you remember after the World Economy collapse in 08? In 2009, 10, 11, GM cut Saturn, Saab, and Hummer. So Saab was on the chopping block. So then they stopped making them in 2011, and then people panicked around the country and they got rid of all their sizes. They didn't want the warranties and all that. So when they started trading their sizes, there's a huge flood of like Saabs that were like a dime a dozen. These Saabs, $28,000 in 08 new, we got for 10, 12 grand. So now we basically double our money. So, and they're made to be driven. They don't like to be sitting in the garage all day. It's a great hobby as a car lover. No other. So every car depreciates, right? But when you get a car for like 10 grand and it's worth 15, 20, you're doing okay, right? So that's the beauty of Saab. They're no longer around, but they are appreciating in value little by little as long as there's the good ones without rust. But if they're rusted out, they're worth nothing. Yeah, they're like any other. So there's a big line right now of the collectors and the daily drivers. So the daily drivers are collector parts for the collector cars. So it's kind of a cool situation, right? And they're more unique. So as you come 20, 25 years old and 35 years old, people acknowledge it on the street. So it's nice that way.
Okay, so
yeah,
talk about this.
yeah. So this is a 2008. So this is a GM Aerosol, and they were like bread and butter cars. But what happened with these is that the GM made this platform 4-cylinder or a V6 turbo. So you either get the 4-cylinder model or the Aero, which is a V6 turbo. So the desirable ones are the Aero V6 turbos, which is what this has. And this color is ice-blue metallic. And it's very rare. They only made 9 of those wagons in this color. Okay. And Saab's name for a wagon was called Sport Tommy. That was their nickname for a wagon, Sport Tommy. So this one was $50,000 in 08 voted, and I got it when they went out of business for $12 grand. And now it's probably worth like $20 grand now because of the rarity.
Right.
And now every manufacturer, all the people deciding this means the wagons are becoming more bizarre for you. So we took our chances on it, and it's paying off, right? So,
Right.
So now, this one is the same year. It's a sister car. It's a convertible version of that. So it's a 2008 9.3 Aero commercial. So same powertrain, V6 turbo. Now, what happened with this one? This is a called Fusion Blue, and I guess the word on the street is that they only made 3 Fusion Blues with a tan top in 08, and all the rest of them had like black or blue tops. So this is literally one of 3 in the world of the, and it's all original. Only 30,000 miles. So I'm gonna tell you a little joke. So when it came up for sale in Cleveland, making it so rare, I asked my wife, I go, hey, we gotta get this car. She said, no more Saabs for you unless you sell the other house. So then what happened was I told my wife's boss, he's like my dad. I told him how rare it is, so he bought it from the gentleman. And now it's literally rarer than a Ferrari F40 because it's literally one of 3 in the world. So my brother and I have a total of 12 Saabs. He has 5, and I have 7.
Facelift makes this car so much nicer.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I just told these gentlemen that this is 3 GM executives ordered this blue with a tan top. This is one of the 3 in the world.
I saw
All the other ones had a
combo.
blue top or a black top. So now, long story short, my wife said my 7 Saabs limit.
Okay.
So I couldn't buy any more.
Yes, you traded.
So I had my wife's boss buy it for him. So he owns it and I take care
No
of it.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sweet deal.
This is
How many miles?
That's 30,000. Yeah. That's how low it is.
Can I touch it? It's like the Holy Grail.
It is.
And what's kind of cool is
Oh, do you feel that? Oh, it's like electric.
what's kind of cool is Saab did this. Look at they actually painted the body color on the interior trim, which is very unique.
That's sweet.
Not many. They were ahead of their time. So
I know. I can tell you a lot about
I
it.
love mine. I got the sweetest deal on
So
it.
what year is yours?
05.
Oh,
I've had
so
it
you got
I just had
a
it.
9.3 or a 5?
Nine.
9.3.
Yes, the arc.
It had the arc. They had the linear and the arc and the
Linear arc and arrow.
yeah.
And I had, before that, I had the Sport Combi.
Okay.
And the engine blew up on it, so it wasn't worth it.
Now that was a 4-cylinder. Okay, because these are the arrows and the V's.
The arrows, yeah. I didn't have the arrow. I test drove an arrow.
Yeah.
And then I lost it after that. Because it's like so much nicer to drive.
Yeah, they were expensive.
Yeah, it was
That was
sweet.
$50,000 in 08, and I got it for 10.
Well, this one, you're Saab?
That's
I've seen you on the road.
I didn't cut you off, did I?
Because I want Sabrina.
oh, that's it. So you're on the Facebook, I think.
No, I want Sabrina. I didn't get it.
So it wasn't available.
Yeah.
So the other one I've taken is Wasabi.
Yeah, I've seen Wasabi.
Yeah. But I got this for my wife's boss, a 1 of 3. See the plate?
No,
It was available.
That's
That's his plate, yeah. So, and then the best plate is this. That's one of
I saw that.
That's one of 30 red biggins. It's a biggin.
Is that why it's rare?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
know
big-
the details because my friend has Weisenberg. I'm sure there's some detail.
Well, biggins, the Saab biggin is the old. This is the new generation 9.3. That's the old generation 9.3. So the biggin was a special model on the 9.3 platform, and they made 5,000 biggins, 99 to 02, 4 years. So 1,000 a year. They came in a 4-door hatch and a 2-door hatch and a convertible in 5 colors. There's 5 or 6 colors. Red and yellow were the rarest. But red did not go to Europe. Red only stayed in the U.S. So this 5-door, they made like 39 hatchback reds, and it had a bed engine, and the guy in Toledo sold it to me, and he said, listen, my wife won't let me keep this car. It has a bad engine. So I bought it for like $2,500 with a bad engine. I knew it had potential. So I took it to our body shop. I had the hood, the top, and the back tailgate repainted. And the sides are all original from 01. And the engine, the bad engine, I bought an accident bigot, which had rear end damage. No title, it was a salvage. So my friend in Cincinnati, Greg Hawk, Hacker Automotive, he said, bring the black one with the accident. He took the engine cradle and swapped it at this one, same car, in 9 hours. And I drove it back to Cleveland 3 hours.
That's a
9
great
hours later.
story.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
so of the 39 red biggins, there's only 9 left. And this is one of the 9 in the U.S. So that plate, check it out. I have a Saab Turbo X Baggage, which is rare, and my plate is BRY, very rare. So then I go, how can I one up that? Because this is one of 10. So Ultra ends in RA, and Rare starts in RA. So I got 6, 7 letters. You squeezed it in, and it worked. So people want to buy that plate off. So a Ferrari F40 is more common than this, that, and this put together. It's kind of cool, right?
It is very cool.
Well, thanks. The classic Saabs are gaining in value because those are before GM took over. So there's a big following on the classic, and they hate the GM. And then my brother and I love them all. So,
Right.
but it's cool because these don't sit. We drive them 100 miles a week, and people now are taking a liking to them. So when a guy in a Maserati at a gas station, this is a true story. I had classic Saab.
Oh, yeah.
So I was at a Get-Go gas station, and there's a guy in a Maserati next to me. It's like $150,000. And I was filling up gas in the 900 Turbo, the classic. And across from the Maserati was a guy in a Ford. You ever seen a Harley Davidson Ford F50?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are like $78,000.
Yeah.
So he's filling up gas. So as they're filling gas, they saw me pull in the Maserati, the Harley, and my Saab. The husband and wife walk around the $150,000
your
car,
car,
and
yeah.
they look in the convertible and they go, dude, what year is this Saab? No better feeling. $2,500.
I can't believe I had the black with the tan interior.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many people walk up to me.
Yeah,
And
it's
kids, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids are like, dude,
great point. Yeah. So what's happening is a younger
know.
generation,
They know.
which didn't even care about this 10 years ago. Now I have an Instagram, so you can scan that. Our whole 13 card collection's out there. I take pictures, so you can scan that and follow me. But what's happening is all the people 10 years ago when we got these, they weren't that popular. So now the younger generation is taking a liking to it. So it's pretty cool.
Sounds like you got a niche that needed to be gotten.
Yes, you're right. That's a good point.
Saab owners, it's like a weird addiction. It melts your brain,
Very good point.
changes you around, and every Saab guy or gal you meet, it's like crazy about their car.
That's a good point.
I had one years ago when I worked at a junkyard,
Okay.
and because we had cars come through like crazy, but it had a leak at the back of the engine.
Oh, the rear main seal.
We couldn't find it without yanking it apart, so I ended up selling it to a buddy of mine.
Quart oil in your trunk
Yeah,
at all
and
times.
That's what he did. He kept putting oil in. He drove it to New Mexico.
Always check it.
So he drove it all the way out to New Mexico.
That's
Every
a good point.
500 miles, just check it.
Yes. So 3 things about Saab. You can't be your daily driver. And number 2, you can't get them rusted with salt. And number 3, you have to drive them, exercise them like weekly. That's 3 things.
And be prepared for the gremlins, the Saab gremlins that live.
Yeah.
Where like mine, when I drive down the freeway, the door locks start to go up and down.
Yeah. Just on its own.
Just on its own. While you're going 70 miles an hour, it's going chick, 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 chick. Or if I rehook up the wiring, the alarm goes off in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Just for no reason.
Or if you push the heated seats, your lights go off or something like that. There's
Yeah.
a weird
Yeah,
thing,
no, I have
right?
the alarm problem, which is, we unplug the horn, so I don't have a horn.
Yeah.
But I'll
learn
go
a lot
out in
of
the middle of
things.
the night sometimes, and my
Lights are
emergency
blinking.
flashes
Yeah.
on. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know, you think it's the wind or an animal or a kid? Nothing.
That's exactly right.
Unpredictable.
Yep. And you have to know how to fix little things on your own. So I'll give you an example. So if the wipers, see this as windshield wipers?
Yeah.
And look, they're fully functional. They got the washer fluid.
Yeah.
So like this one stopped working. So when you spray the washer, it gets stuck. So I just took the screw and loosened it. But you can buy that stuff on eBay and replace. But if you can't fix little things like that, they're not for you.
Right.
And the big stuff, you have to have a guy or a girl or a dealer that still fixes.
Because like my windows stopped working one time. I just
Yeah.
took the door apart and
regulator.
find the little
Yeah.
switch. Yeah, the
It went
regulators.
down crooked.
Supposedly, I have to replace the lock mechanism to fix that alarm
the remote.
problem. Somebody said it's the lock.
It's a security system. Yeah.
But you have to replace the whole thing because
It's
the
all
switch is
together.
inside
It built
the
in there.
mechanism, right? Is that true?
Interesting.
Okay.
I think
I don't know if you
you're
ever
right.
had it yet.
So both of those windows on the drivers one day, the driver is 25 years old, but it went like this. The window went down like crooked, and it's no an issue. There's little plastic rollers when it's like an X mechanism, the window, and when the roller breaks, it dissolves. It's plastic. You got to take the door pin off. And I learned how to fix it, but if you can't fix that stuff, these are not for you. So
Sounds like you got in this.
Yeah, I have a problem with mine now. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
yeah. And the Biggins only came in a 5-speed. All 5,000 Biggins in 4 years. So they were 5-speed manual. And here's a neat little thing. So when the Biggins came out with a 2.3 cylinder, 4-cylinder a big turbo, it put out like 250 horsepower in 99 to 02. So the Corvette and the Mustang with a V8, those are the years with the emissions and all that. The Corvette and the Mustang with a V8 put out like 248. So this car had more power in those 3-4 years than the Corvette and the Mustang. So that's our Saab story.
Yep.
We all got it.
I like
Yes.
that.
I want to give a special shout out to Sanjay, Scott, DJ, and I want to thank you all for watching.